I see a ton of coaches and consultants hiring DM setters and they constantly get ditched in chat. And the reason why is because they are too predictable, too salesy, and too desperate. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the exact DM setting framework that will show you exactly how to be an extremely powerful coach or consultant, make people chase you to give you money, and do not sound desperate. My name is Mo Hakim. I'm the co-founder of Dark Matter. I own a humble portfolio of companies between agencies, e-com businesses, and software. I've been in the digital marketing space for 10 years, and our agency made over $11 million in client acquisition from 2020 to today. Okay, so we have, how do you deliver it? Usually we use a tool called ManyChat. And with ManyChat, you usually tell people, comment the word X to receive my freebie or my lead magnet. And please stop telling people to go to your bio. No one will click on your profile to go to your link in bio, okay? I will leave you this ManyChat training here somewhere around the screen so you exactly see how I build ManyChat automations, all right? So let's get into this. Now, let's say you have your video, okay? And this video, you're telling people, comment X, and I give you to get my guide, okay? To get my guide, all right? Usually, you send them this free training, okay? This is the message with the thing, and here is the freebie. There are some freebie, stop, okay, anyway, freebie. So there are some advanced stuff that I will cover in the ManyChat training that I just linked here. It will ask, for example, people if they follow you first before it gives them the guide. Just forget about these technicalities here. I just want you to get the idea first, okay? So we're giving people this thing. Once we give them the freebie, a lot of people just don't follow up with the leads. And trust me, 90% of the money is made with follow-ups, not from the first kind of interaction. Okay, so once you give them the freebie, you move into something I call DM setting. Okay, so DM setting is literally the next thing that we're going to be talking about, which is here, DM setting. Now, usually my issue with DM setting is that here, the main problem I have is this. I see a lot of coaches actually suffering from this, which is this. You are too predictable. Number two, you are too salesy. And three, you are, or you show at least, too desperate. And I tried a basic automation that simply asks people like, hey, what's the main bottleneck in your business right now? I see constantly a lot of people are doing this. Like I take their free lead magnet and then they ask me, hey, what is your main bottleneck right now? As if I'm not gonna expect that they wanna sell me. And usually people started smelling through this. Like they now know that you're gonna sell them something. So they keep their guards up and usually ignore your texts. So how can you go from this into someone who people actually chase to throw money in your face using a basic DM setting framework that I really like? I'm now testing on my personal brand and it's getting very, very good numbers. So let me show you. So the first thing before I tell you what the DM framework that you need to be following, you need to know what to ask. So the thing is, you need to care about knowing a few things. I'll cover them shortly, but there are two main triggers when it comes to ManyChat. In general, there are a ton of triggers that you could be creating, but in your case here, to get qualified calls using the content system, you will use it for two things. You'll use it for the say hi to new followers. Okay, which is you send a message to a new person who followed you and telling them, hey, welcome, and like blah, blah, blah. Or you're gonna send it to people who comment on content, on your content, okay? There is a strategy for this, and there is a strategy for this. So this is simply like you're telling people, hey, like, the process here is simple. People will follow you and they will get a direct message, which is saying hi to new followers. And there is a couple of options. As I told you, I will leave a training here that shows both options, how they work in detail, and how to build actually the automations on ManyChat. So you have option 1 on how to ask, or how to send a first message because this is a very, very tricky line here. A lot of people are being shown as they are salesy, or not salesy, they are desperate or annoying or spammy, because 20 minutes after I follow someone, they start asking me, hey, like, what's your main bottleneck? Like, similar to what I just showed you. And this is unfortunately the wrong approach to it. So how do you do a proper approach if someone follows you? There are two things. You either send them a freebie, and this freebie could be a webinar, or it could be something that solves a specific problem to them, and you assume it's a generic problem to almost all of your ICPs. Or option 2 is telling people, for example, I'm preparing content, okay, for example, or I'm preparing my next YouTube video. What would help you the most? So this, what would help you the most? And what I mean by this, I'm indirectly asking what's the main bottleneck without actually asking it, because I'm telling them, hey, thank you for the follow, I really appreciate it. I'm actually working on my new YouTube video and would like to know, like, what would help you the most, because I want to create a video just for you. Okay, and this is an approach that doesn't sound desperate. You're just reaching out, thanking them, and telling them, hey, I'm working on something. What is the other, like, what is your main problem so I can try fixing it? This is a DM framework that, again, I created a separate video on that you can see later on. But here's the thing. Let me remove this just so I can write. There's also one trigger that I actually forgot that you need in your business, which is someone DMing you the whatever word X for benefit. It could be a free audit. It could be maybe a webinar, a PDF, an assessment. It could be anything. So here's the thing. This is something like someone DMs you, keyword, okay? And once they comment the keyword, you send them a PDF or an assessment or a quiz, maybe, like a webinar, like all of these are options, okay? And then we have this third one, which is they, like, for example, they comment on your video, whatever, X, for guide, okay, guide. And usually they will receive a message, something like this, and you tell them, hey, click here, and you will get my freebie. Okay, so this thing or this thing or this thing, all of them almost have the same thing. However, all of them have this thing over here that I'm going to show you, which is going to literally change how you think about stuff. So I actually deleted this by mistake. So DM X for benefit. Everyone is commenting or DMing or like we're reaching out to them to say hi. All of these are going to be falling into one DM setting framework. Almost 90%, like these are identical, but this will be slightly different. So here's the thing. I want you to learn how to be unique. So what makes you unique when you're working on your DM setting strategy? Instead of sending people like, hey, for example, what's your main bottleneck? Instead of sending it as a text, you send it as a voice note. And you can do this using ManyChat. Or you can send a video, okay? So how can you be unique? Okay, number one is simply by the method, okay, of of asking questions. So method of asking questions. Okay, number two, what also makes you unique is using specific ICP lingo. Using ICP specific lingo. And what I mean by this, let's say I'm someone who runs an ads management service talking to e-commerce businesses. I would say like, hey, what does your ROAS look like in the past month? I was currently struggling because one of my e-com businesses was actually struggling and it didn't really do well after Christmas, whatever. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea to tell people that you're struggling if you're trying to have them solve that struggle, but you get my point. Okay, like try to use some ICP specific lingo. Now, the next thing could be using a feature I really love in ManyChat. It's called the randomizer. So using the randomizer feature in ManyChat. What does this even mean? So instead of sending people the same kind of question every single time they DM me or maybe they comment, this is the most common automation that you're going to be having. Instead of constantly asking them, hey, what's the main bottleneck? I would ask them what's the main bottleneck in a video. So it looks something like this. So this is a randomizer. Okay, it has up to 5 options. I send the same question but packaged in a different way. So I have voice note, I have video, I have text, option 1, and maybe an image here with a text, and I have a text option 2. Okay? So this is a randomizer. If someone comments and takes my lead magnet, over here, and this specific lead magnet, it's talking maybe about having a high ROAS, okay? Or like how to achieve a better ROAS, or how to optimize your campaigns. I will, let's say on day 1, they get this voice note. And on maybe 2 weeks later, I post something promoting the same lead magnet. They won't get this voice note. They might get text number 2 here on maybe day 14. So this makes you unique. It doesn't make you repetitive, and most importantly, it makes you unpredictable. So one of the main things that I really hate about people who do DM setting is that they always say the same exact questions. You become predictable in the eyes of the clients or the prospects. And unfortunately, a lot of people who get like certified from sales agencies or sales courses, they literally take the same questions that they learned from whatever sales coach they worked with, and they copy the same exact questions. And if there are like just 10 setters like you working for 10 different coaches, the prospect is going to see the same exact questions. So now you became predictable, and this helps you avoid being predictable. Okay? So this is something I really like doing. As I told you, I'll leave you the training for ManyChat here so you can go watch it later. So the last part in this video is going to be what kind of questions or what kind of stuff do I need to know to actually get these qualified calls. Okay, so if you are doing DM setting, or your team is doing DM setting, or you're delegating the whole DM setting to ManyChat, what I personally care about is literally the following. So number one, obviously, which is the most obvious thing, is to know what problem they want to fix. Okay, like what's the main problem you want to fix? Why are you here? Then number two is what did they try? What they tried to solve or to fix the problem. Okay, then we have number three, which is like, are they actively searching for a solution? Like are they actively searching for solution? Then I have number four, which is how serious are they in like fixing this issue or finding a solution? So how serious are they in finding a solution to fix or fix. Then I have number five, which is something I usually prefer. Like if they pass all of these questions, I go through this, which is giving a clear idea of our service and see if they actually believe it's the right solution for them. Okay, because if they don't have a clear idea of our service, they're not gonna be qualified enough, because you're gonna start getting people to you're gonna start getting calls from people who want to just look around. So you need to set clear expectations. So what do I mean by this? Here's the thing. So it's give clear idea of what you offer and see if they believe it's the right solution for them. Like, hey, if you're facing this issue, you're actively actually searching for a solution, well, I'll tell you something. I do have a solution. And this is the first pillar, second pillar, third pillar, fourth pillar. And based on that, like, do you think this is the thing you're looking for? Do you think this is going to help? Being very, very clear with the prospects will always get you the qualified people. Okay? Then I have number 6, which is C. Never force a call, because they either won't show up or they will just come shopping around. So see if they are open to get on a call to see how this helps. Okay, and most importantly, set expectations. Like, set the expectations on the before the call. Like, what do you expect from this call? Like, what do I get from this call? Okay, and finally, which is the most important question, the golden question, is that do they have the budget? And usually, if they don't have the budget, we don't even get them on the call. We only want our salespeople to act like cashiers, not people who are trying to convince, because our marketing this is, for example, one of our main pillars. So we need to make this act like salespeople for us and convince people, and we only want to get them on the call ready to pay, not convince them that we're the best. Because if they don't have the budget, or if they think this offer isn't the right thing for them, all we gotta do is, hey, listen, if you don't think this is gonna help, we're all good. I won't get you on the call. Take this resource. And then when they take this resource, which is a lead magnet or a YouTube video, they might automatically come here and book a call. Okay. And as I mentioned here, like we have our 8 to 10 qualified calls per week using this DM system with all this content. You're posting 30 pieces per month, targeting these pain points of your ICPs. And if you're getting like an average of 2 to 3,000 views only per video, you might end up with 8 to 10 qualified calls per week. Okay. And with 8 to 10 qualified calls per week, if you're really doing well when it comes to sales, you can easily close 2 to 3 people out of these qualified calls. All right. So mainly, guys, this is the system that will make you rich by just providing value, giving people the actual solution they're looking for, DMing them without being salesy, without being desperate, and being actually unpredictable. This is the key here, okay? And if you follow these steps, I assure you that your content strategy would be in a completely different place if you apply it for nothing less than 120 days. If you want to learn how to build these ManyChat automations with every single case and want to get like 8 to 10 qualified booked calls per day or per week, depends on your business, just watch the video here.